This upcoming video has very sensitive subject matters, so be aware. If you need to turn away, please scroll by it. She gives a disclaimer about what she is talking about. This is something that we need to talk about, whether you're married, single, whatever. You need to hear this conversation. This woman I have put on my page before, but this conversation, yes, tune in, jump in the comments, keep the discussion going. If you have anything to add, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you have a story you want me to tell, you can email me at firefitnesscoach@gmail.com. All right. Here's her TikTok information.
Never have I ever had more anxiety around doing a video than this one. It is a topic that I have refused to speak about for 2 years, that I delete every single comment that comes my way, but I think it's really important. So here we go. This has all of the trigger warnings you can possibly imagine having a video having. Whenever I do videos about my cheating husband, people always ask about diseases related to adultery. So I'm going to tell you a story that's going to be the worst story that you've ever heard, and I hope it helps someone. 7 or 8 years ago at Christmas time, we were away for Christmas and I got a little yeast infection. We were out of town, so I called my doctor and asked if he could just send a prescription for diflucan. I tended to have a lot of these infections. So he sent over the diflucan. I took the full course and then it didn't go away. So I called him back. He sent in some prescription creams and ointments and different things, and it wasn't getting any better. After Christmas, my energy really started to lag and I started to show some other symptoms of just not feeling well. So I went in, he did a swab. It wasn't yeast. It wasn't any other bacterial infection. Then, as you guys all know the punchline, I found out that my Mormon returned missionary husband of 22 years had been cheating on me with SEX workers. And yes, as soon as he confessed, my next question was, did you use protection? My husband, by the way, if you're new to me, did not just have an affair or two with like a nice suburban Mormon mom. He was driving down to State Street in Salt Lake City and picking up substance addicted SEX workers on a recurring basis. And his answer to the protection question was no. He didn't like protection. He did defend his actions by saying almost every time I would come home and take a shower and I would use antibacterial soap, and he told me that he used doTERRA On Guard and Melaleuca to suds up his junk to protect me. By the way, that didn't work. Jake knew more than anybody how hard I had fought to survive this day that I died for a few minutes, came out of my body, had a near-death experience. He knew how hard I had fought to regain my health so that I could be here to raise our family. When I asked him, how could you do that to me after everything that I've been through to regain my health and how sick I've been and how fragile I am? My husband, the father of my children, said to me, "You are dying anyway. If I had sped that along, I probably would have been doing you a favor." Let that sink in for a second. So the next day I did make an appointment to go see my doctor. I said it's an emergency. I'll never forget sitting in that little hospital gown thing on the edge of the little bed in his exam office, crying my eyes out, telling him what I had discovered as he swabbed me for all kinds of things and pulled all kinds of labs and discovered that yes, I did indeed have diseases that are spread by intimate contact. And so I would spend the next several months having injections of antibiotics in my butt cheek and taking pills and prescriptions and all kinds of stuff that I don't even know what it all was until I finally got a clean bill of health. Jake also confessed to me that one of his girls was known to be Hep C positive, and that another one told him that he had HIV. Again, he didn't see fit to protect me from any of these women. And I have doctors and nurses come on my TikToks all the time and tell me that the most vulnerable part of the population is actually people who are in intimate relationships with partners that assume it's monogamous, but the partner is not monogamous because they aren't protecting themselves. They don't even know to protect themselves. I didn't know that I needed to protect myself from my Mormon priesthood-leading husband. I had known him since I was a 19-year-old girl. I had been with him and been faithful to him my entire adult life. This is the number one reason why I plead with people on TikTok not to commit adultery, because you are compromising the health of somebody who loves you. Be honest about it so that if you're not going to protect them, your partner can protect themselves from you. It's also the number one reason why, if I ever know about adultery, whether it's a friend, a neighbor, a family member, somebody that I don't even know that well, I always tell the partner, because it is one of the most high-risk behaviors that you can involve another person in without them even knowing it. This is another aspect of domestic violence that I find really sad. If Jake had physically harmed me, I could call the police and say, my husband just did this to me. But there's no hotline to call when my husband's been engaged in this behavior with girls who have diseases, compromised my health, brought diseases home to me. I think he should be in jail for that. Okay, I don't know if I will post this or delete it. 50-50 chance.